Okay. Let me get this right. It's Batman. I mean,
Yeah.
he's your favorite character. But I mean,
Jump off. I'm going to say one thing here. F Batman.
you are listening to the Old Titans. This is your host, John Paul. I just fired the one who almost banned us for saying the wrong thing, so I am your only host this week, right?
This is the main host that is not fired yet. The one and only B-Man.
Alrighty, welcome everybody to the latest episode of the Old Titans. Feels like forever since we recorded, although it hasn't been that long.
A week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's only been a week.
It was last week was kind of a combination of our show and
Yeah,
work
I guess
so
that's
we
what it
kind
was.
of did it. Yeah, this is our show again. Yay.
Okay. Yay!
Yes.
Being our show, let's get back to our normal format, because we actually have a format, right?
We do have a format.
Alrighty. With our format, we start with the B-Man question of the week.
All right. Well, What If is coming back. The favorite comic book title from Marvel. What If is coming back. Yep. So if you could have a What If story or any DC Elseworld story and really make it into a movie,
Right.
what would that movie be?
It was a difficult one, because there's a lot. I mean, I loved the What If series.
Absolutely.
Loved it. I don't think I bought every issue, but bought a ton of them. They did start running out of good stories to do after a
Yeah,
while.
they did.
But love the whole concept. It's like fan guys, sitting around, fan guys, fan girls, whatever, it'd be all inclusive here, sitting around going, oh, but what if? That was where the whole series came
Small
from.
butterfly effect, yes.
Yeah. Great stories. Not for the reason I'm a bigger DC fan, but I think I'd have to pick one of the DC Imaginary or Elseworld stories, though, instead of one of the Marvel ones. DC never had a series like that where it was a constant stream of them, but they would take a concept of a character, like Batman, and put him in, turn of the century England fighting Jack the Ripper. Or take Superman, what if he had landed in the Soviet Union instead of in America? Or they took a concept of a character and did a whole complete story around it. So a general audience could just step in, not have to know anything other than just, I know who that character is. Oh, this is cool. Whereas if you did something like, what if Gwen Stacy hadn't died? Or what if the radioactive spider had bitten, Flash Thompson instead? Or, those kind of stories. I don't know if they did that last one. That would have been a cool one to have
That would
done.
have been cool, yeah.
Yeah, and then Peter Parker could have eventually become Venom. And, who knows?
That would have been a cool story.
Be a cool story.
Jump out. Get this idea up, man.
However, you actually, in order to get the concept of the story, it really is aimed strictly at the fanboys. Only the people who know the original story get the whole neatness and twist. Whereas if you do Superman growing up in Soviet Union, that's all you have to know.
Some red sun, yeah.
Yeah. So I would do a DC one, but I cannot tell you which one I'd do. I mean, I know that the animated All-Star Superman story was fantastic, and seeing that done as a live-action one would be really good. And that would surprise some people because it was Grant Morrison written. Grant Morrison can write good stories. He just usually doesn't, but he can.
He has written some good ones.
Yeah, and All-Star Superman was great. And it was kind of a standalone, what if Superman was aware that he was about to die and his last days and how he would kind of all set it all up. And it was a very good story. So that would definitely be on the short list.
Huh. I'm actually going with the Marvel side, because back in the 90s, they had a good run. They had a really good run. There was like Atlantis Attacks. There was What If Wolverine was King of the Vampires. I'm actually going with What If Punisher killed Daredevil? Because those two fought heads up one time.
Not in general, but from a specific story.
Yeah, when those originally fought.
Would you make it based on that story? Or
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't know if you'd step back and just say, what if that happened?
Well, they're doing it on Netflix right now. It's being like a Netflix series. Yeah. Would you end Daredevil, finally officially end Daredevil?
And just make it a...
Yeah.
Ooh, there's the next Netflix Marvel team-up or series.
Yeah.
What if? Just start doing a bunch of what ifs.
It was a really cool story. Spider-Man ended up going crazy and going with Punisher. Punisher, I think, killed Spider-Man as well in that. I think it'd be just a fun story. Yeah. I really do. I hate to see Daredevil die, but hey, whatever.
But it's a what if.
It's a what if.
It's not real. That was what was so cool, is they could do anything.
Well, no comic book's actually really real, John Paul.
Yeah. But there's canon. Okay, it's not canon.
Fair enough.
It's not something that's going to affect any stories past that.
Okay.
Other than I think they did a couple of times do sequels to What Ifs.
I think Hulk's son Scar was originally a What If.
Was he?
Is he canon now in the Marvel Universe?
I believe so.
I
Yeah,
think
because he came out of that whole World War Hulk,
I think he was
Planet
originally.
Hulk, and then World War.
I think he was originally What If.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's kind of cool. Yeah, there's a lot of those that pop up in little places you don't expect anyone to do anything with, and then
Yeah,
come
absolutely.
along later. If a good writer does it, then it works really well.
Absolutely.
All right, well, cool. So, moving on from the question, we haven't done the news in what seems like forever because we have not done the news the last couple of times.
It's true.
So we have in my hands right here the news. I probably just
Better
deafened
sound effects you
somebody.
did,
Yeah, deafened somebody there. So we got a bunch of news here.
Okay, go ahead.
All righty. We can trade off. I know you know some things too.
No,
But I'm going to start it off with we finally know what caused the zombie outbreak in The Walking Dead.
what caused the jump hole?
The common fan theory that it was caused by the guys from Breaking Bad in some of their chemical changes to, the different drugs and all they were selling. That's what did it. It was confirmed by the producers. That is now canon.
The way she confirmed it was she's just sick of hearing the question, so she just went with it.
I know, but my guess is they're never going to actually tell us.
All right.
So she didn't mind just saying, that's it. Sure, why not?
It was that's it. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And since she has authority to do that, it's now canon.
Okay.
I mean, like if this was the 60s and Stan Lee got tired of a question and was up in front of an audience and gave an answer, you'd trust it because it's Stan Lee. He has the ability to say it.
Well, thanks, Walter White, winning the award. No, much appreciated.
Yeah.
You watch Breaking Bad?
No, I just really didn't care anything about watching a guy dying of cancer, becoming a drug dealer, and then not and such.
It was a good show. It was a good show.
Yeah, and I don't really care for Bryan Cranston, so
What?
yeah, I just don't. He's one of those actors that,
He's a great actor.
eh,
Okay.
you
Fair
know.
enough.
Maybe him and Paul Rudd can team up on something. I don't know.
You Paul Rudd hate's ridiculous. That's fine.
Actually, Paul Rudd's okay. I don't hate Paul Rudd. Loved Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I know you did. Still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, all right. So, next item. Do you have one for us?
Yeah, Stranger Things. Release
I
date,
know
kind
you love
of
that.
ish.
I know you love that.
One of my favorite shows of the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
It's really my show that took over for Game of Thrones.
Okay.
It's coming out. Finally, release date ish.
When is it?
Summer of 2019.
Hey, it really is taking over for Game of Thrones,
It
isn't
really
it?
is. It's taken me, like 2018 didn't happen apparently. No Game of Thrones, no Stranger Things. Like, well, okay, well,
So basically, they're going to wait till all these kids go through puberty and grow up, and
I don't know why. I guess to keep the story fresh, you need that year off so nothing really happened. Something I don't know.
but if as long as they're keeping the same cast, not just same characters, but the same cast, because of their ages, they are going to be quite a bit grown up.
I know, but why have a year delay there? I just don't get this. This is like
Unless here's one possibility: could be they've done so well that they're all off doing other movies, and that's the earliest they can get them all together.
I know Finn Wolfhard is doing a few things.
So I mean, it's possible.
Okay, well, still I'm upset.
Yeah, I can get it. Something to maybe be a little less upset about, as much as we did not like Star Wars Episode 8. Mm-hmm. We know we're going to be there for Star Wars Episode 9.
Yes.
That is the one thing that they would have to do several in a row that really screw things up before we'd stop going
For
to
the
the next
main
one.
saga, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, screwing up one, we're going to go to the next one. We went through all three of the prequels
True.
and kept coming back for more. There's something about Star Wars that keeps
Yeah, but
bringing
there
you
was a
back.
big delay between 3 and 7. So.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we went to 1 and then went to 2 and went to 3. So, it's...
Yeah, that's true.
So we're going to go see 9. Something cool. They released the full cast, and Lando is in it this
Yes.
time. So Billy D. Williams, Lando's in it, and Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill, both of which are dead, but in opposite ways. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen the movie.
Not worth seeing.
One of them dead in real life, one of them dead in the movie, but both are going to be in the movie.
It was good. I'm glad. From what I heard, they had a lot of footage from Carrie Fisher and
Yeah.
Episode 7 still left. And J.J. Abrams still has a lot of footage left.
So they'll just go back and bring up all that.
Right.
And I assume Mark Hamill is going to become the Obi-Wan Yoda ghost thing for Rey.
I was kind of hoping maybe they somehow figure a way that he didn't really die. I don't know.
It seemed pretty clear.
It's called the Skywalker Saga and have no Skywalker in the saga, the last part of the saga.
Well, you will have a Skywalker in there with Leia.
Sure, I guess. Well, she's a solo now, isn't she? I don't even know what she is anymore.
And, I mean,
Oh, she's Organa. She never was a Skywalker.
well, but she's from the family. I mean, she was...
I mean, so's Kylo in that matter.
Well, that's where I was about to go next, is, we've still got him, too.
But again, he was solo. So it's a solo saga.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Maybe they'll finally reveal that Mara Jade did exist, and her and Luke
I
did
really
get married.
hope that they at least acknowledge her.
Yeah.
She was an awesome character from the
She
books.
was. She absolutely was. So there's that. I know you liked that weird Archie series, Riverdale.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I like the first season.
Yeah. Well, the CW passed on the spinoff from it, Sabrina. They were going to do a Sabrina spinoff,
Okay.
but the CW passed on it. Netflix has picked it up. And since Stranger Things is not coming out this October for the Halloween season, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is. That'll come out October 26th this year.
It's Sabrina the Teenage Witch, right?
Yeah.
See, I don't know how she would fit in the Riverdale series.
It worked in the comics, in the Archie comics. I don't know how they would have done it. But they're not going to have to anyway, because it's going to be on Netflix, separate universes, nothing to do with each other. So-
Riverdale season 1 was a great season, I thought. Season 2, it felt like one of those seasons where I don't think they know which direction they wanted to go, so they kept bouncing around different things.
Yeah.
And I didn't care for season 2 at all.
Yeah.
Serious. Okay.
So another one. I knew they were doing another Terminator movie,
Yes.
and I knew that Linda Hamilton was in it, but I didn't really know much details about it. Maybe because I've been ignoring it.
I didn't even hear that she was in it, so this is
Yeah.
news to me.
So I had seen some set picture from it or whatever, and anyway, Arnold, we just found out, is in the middle of filming it. So Arnold is in it. Much like what's happened with Halloween, which I know you love, Terminator 1 and 2 are still canon. This new Terminator movie is ignoring everything after Terminator 2.
Good.
And this will be Linda Hamilton, Arnold Schwarzenegger, not directed by James Cameron, but picking up from the end of Terminator 2. Maybe that I mean from the split second end, but picking the story up from that point. I'm guessing, several years later.
What was the kid's name? Edward Furlong. Is he back in it?
I have no idea.
Because he had a major drug problem for a long time. I'm kind of curious if he's still alive.
No idea. But
Okay.
anyway, that's in the middle of filming right now, which is kind
Yay.
of cool.
Are they going to CGI Arnold? Make him look younger again, or no?
I don't know.
Because they did that for the Christian Bale one. The brief second he was in it, they had a very young Arnold Schwarzenegger come out.
In the last one, they had both a young and an old one, and they just showed how he had been here the whole time. And part
That's how the last
of the
one was.
organics was he aged, but then he fought himself as a young version. I thought it was actually a very cool movie. It bombed big time.
You like bad movies, though, so I
But I
guess
thought it was cool. And the Arnold versus Arnold scene was kind of cool.
okay.
And it had Mother of Dragons in it. So,
And that's the reason to see it, I guess.
Yeah. So Disney's continuing their takeover of the universe as they completed the $71.3 billion acquisition.
Which is in the back pocket probably at this point.
Yeah. So they now own Fox and all their different properties and such. I mean, there was a split, some of the TV stations and such. But in general, the important stuff for most Marvel fans is the X-Men and the Fantastic Four are now back
Where
with
they
Disney.
belong, yes.
However, they are still releasing both the New Mutants and the other X-Men movie next year. That was confirmed supposedly by, I forgot who it was confirmed it, but anyway, it was just confirmed. Those are still on the slate for next year. Probably because it's too soon for them to do something new with it. So, and they're already in the can, so why not go ahead and recoup some of the money?
Yeah, the X-Men was already filmed and everything, right?
Yeah.
Damn. I mean, Disney wants everything. I mean, part of me's happy. Yeah, they got Fantastic Four, they got X-Men back. Yay!
Yeah,
Awesome news.
It's good.
But they really, what don't they own now? They own you. I mean, they own your house probably. I'm guessing.
No, they basically, entertainment-wise, they don't own anything that Warner Brothers owns or that Sony owns. And that's about it.
I can't think of anything else, honestly.
And Sony's already given in and kind of split Spider-Man with them.
I'm cool. The characters, I'm glad being back to Marvel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But overall, I mean, with Disney literally having every film thing out there.
Yeah.
Is New Line theirs? New Line's theirs, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think New Line is.
Blumhouse?
I don't know.
Not yet?
I don't know.
Maybe soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, of the big franchises, James Bond, Harry Potter, and anything DC, they don't own. If it's not those three, I think they own it all.
Don't be surprised if one day they buy Harry Potter.
I don't think Warner Brothers is going to give that up.
Does Warner Brothers owns that?
Yeah, Warner Brothers owns that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, Disney might buy one. I might ask the question: will Disney when they buy Warner Brothers?
That would always be possible if Warner Brothers as a studio declined, like kind of Fox style.
Okay.
But if Warner Brothers doesn't decline, and if they keep generating enough big things, I mean, Fantastic Beasts alone will keep the company afloat, probably.
That's true. Fair enough.
All right. So a couple of weird news stories. Weird meaning it's those weird ones you almost hate to read about or whatever. Chris Hardwick is back on The Talking Dead. Mm-hmm. Don't know what all's going on with that whole story. Don't know what will eventually happen, but he's back. And at the same time, James Gunn is off Guardians of the Galaxy. But a lot of people are trying to bring him back to Guardians of the Galaxy. So,
I've got bits and pieces of those stories. I'm kind of avoiding them intentionally.
Yeah, same here. I want what's right to be done.
Right.
But also want them not to go too far. And I don't know in either of these cases what is right and what is too far. So I'm not really commenting on that.
And also, Alice Mack just pleaded not guilty Friday, was it?
Okay, yeah. I heard that there was more charges.
Yeah,
it's even bigger.
She's in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Again, hope justice is done right. I'm following it very sporadically, but she pleaded not guilty, so that's all I know at this point.
I mean, that's kind of what you'd probably expect. Although,
yeah.
I kind of expected her maybe to plead guilty for lesser charges to turn on whoever the leader of the thing
I kind of thought she was going to go the brainwash route. And she still might at this point.
Yeah.
Because they do have a specialist in there, specialist brainwashing person there talking to her and that kind of stuff. So,
yeah.
But again, that's still early on and
Yep.
keep up to date when it happens.
And to end on a more fun note.
Yes.
Supergirl. I had to bring up some of the DC too. So Supergirl. A whole bunch of casting for Supergirl for this new season. All right. I'm going to start with interesting to the funny. So Superman might be back for at least one more episode this season. The fourth episode of the season, the title was just released called Man of Steel. So crossing fingers, hoping that that's Superman coming back for an episode. They're casting their first transgender character, which is cool. That's all fine. I hate the way they're doing it.
How are they doing it?
Well, Supergirl, I love the Legion of Superheroes. Superman's my favorite character. The Legion of Superheroes is my favorite team. And I know you think some of their names and all the rest are stupid. But
Bouncy Boy's a great name. And Maddie Glad, awesome names.
But all that aside, they're my favorite team. And they were brought in this past season. And they messed them up in some ways.
How could you take a bad team and mess them up even worse? That makes no sense to me.
Well, for one thing, the group you brought back, you had Mon-El, who has already been there.
Okay.
You brought back Saturn Girl and Brainiac 5.
Okay.
And you had Saturn Girl, who is one of the founders, along with Cosmic Boy and Lightning Lad.
Awesome names. Keep going.
Married to Lightning Lad. Forever and ever and ever. Had her married to Mon-El. And you're going to go through a whole lot of costuming and all the rest. They didn't make her hair look right. The costume, I can understand changes. They didn't make her hair look right. Because they didn't want to have two blondes on screen. They wanted to have a blonde and a brunette. So they messed up the relationship, messed up the look, messed up her powers. They messed up everything they could on her. Brainiac 5, they messed up his look completely, but got his character perfect. And then kind of got rid of everybody except for Brainiac 5 for next season. So I was like, phew, okay, a reset. We're good.
So what you're saying is DC's messing up. So whoever wrote this story, John Paul, should go to the DC movies because they already messing up, so he fits right in.
Well, for this new season, they're supposedly bringing in Dream Girl or Dreamer.
What are they with these names?
Or Dreamer, depending on which version you look at.
Dreamer sounds better at least.
And he's going to be a transgender character.
Okay.
Except in the comics, Dream Girl is a girl, is not transgender. Okay, I understand. They want to find a character to present this way. But guess what? The first comic to ever present anything like that, way back, we're talking 80s, early 90s, somewhere in there, was the Legion of Superheroes. They had the head of the science police, Sean Aaron, who had been written as a female for a long time. They discovered that she was really a he who had been taking a drug, and I can't remember the name of the drug off the top of my head. I mean, it was illegal over-the-counter type thing that would allow a person to change genders. Because she was in love, he was in love with Element Lad, but Element Lad, I guess at the time, was not gay, so Sean became she version of Sean. The two of them fell in love, and then through a storyline, revealed that, no, I'm really a guy, and then eventually that got all rebooted and so on. But they actually went through an entire story that was done really well. People praised the story, and it was done really, really well.
So they have a transgender character, and they just...
So why not use the characters they've already had, was one of the questions, instead of change it to another one. Anyway, that's a whole other story. Could be the story be really, really well done. I don't know. So that's another one. You like Lex Luthor, right? Most people like Lex Luthor.
I can care less about Lex Luthor.
Most people like Lex Luthor. He's a cool villain.
Jesse Eisenberg ruined it for me forever.
Okay, well, Lex's sidekick, bodyguard, Mercy. Mercy is joining the cast of Supergirl. So we're going to have Mercy on there, another
Cool.
strong female character.
Awesome.
And the sidekick,
Is she
comic
blonde?
relief. No, she'll be dark-haired, which is right
Was
for
she
Mercy.
blood in the comics?
No.
I can't remember.
Hair tight back into a bun.
I can't remember.
Okay.
Lex Luthor's Jesse Eisenberg and Death Lights Over.
All right. But the other one you mentioned, yes, the sidekick who is the comedy relief, Otis. Otis is joining the cast of Supergirl.
Is he Jesse Eisenberg?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Otis. What more could you want? Which is a classic Otis line, but anyway, that's beside the point.
That's more than the Legion of Superheroes.
Alrighty. That's all the news I have today. Do you have anything else that I left out?
So, you know Marvel news at all in there, actually? No Marvel stuff?
Oh, yeah, Disney buying Fox.
That's not really... Okay, that's fine.
Or that was the only DC thing I had, right? Was that last one?
That's cool.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, on to our main topic. San Diego Comic-Con just happened.
Yes.
Were you aware of that?
I watched some of it.
Okay.
I watched not a lot. Marvel didn't have a panel up there that I saw. Anything Marvel related.
Several years ago, Marvel stopped going to San Diego Comic-Con.
Did they say why?
Because they got owned by Disney, who has their own show, which I think is a dumb reason. Go to both. You got the money. Pay $71.2999 million instead of 71.3, and go to San Diego Comic-Con. But they chose not to do it anymore and do their own show.
I mean, does Comic Con pay them, or they pay Comic Con to be there?
The vendors like that pay.
Really?
Yeah,
Did not know that.
yeah, they pay to
Okay.
be there. Yeah, it's the way it works.
Okay, well, yeah, Comic Con happened.
So Comic-Con happened. Lots of news, lots of big stuff. And, of course, the biggest thing most people look for these days are all the new trailers.
Correct.
They get all the announcements of new movies, showing off of the cast of new movies, first peek at trailers for new shows and movies and everything else coming along. So this year's no exception. I have a long list here, probably 20-plus trailers. Shall we go down the list?
Let's
and see
go
what
down
we
the
all
list,
thought?
Jean-Paul.
Do we want to start at the top or start at the bottom
Start at the
here?
top, because I'm sure it's all DC.
The first 7 are DC.
Why do I let
But I
you
grouped
do
5 of them into one
Oh,
line.
man. No. Go ahead, John Paul. Go ahead. Do you think?
All right, Aquaman.
Yes.
Aquaman trailer. Okay. I have to say, I thought the Aquaman trailer looked absolutely awesome.
I thought it looked good.
Okay. Very excited for it. Think it's going to do fantastic. It doesn't really have any competition in December. I think the trailer is going to help sell it really, really well. Jason Momoa came across as very likable. I think the way he's pitching himself is he's the hero you can sit down and have a beer with. Yeah, he's the everyman. He's the blue-collar superhero.
He's kind of a big guy. I don't call him every man. I mean...
Well, that's just the way he's pitching himself.
Okay.
You could see him. What was the movie? Invincible, the one that was the walk-on player, Vince Papali.
Yeah.
That anytime they had the scenes in the bar, all the guys in Philadelphia hang around the bar. You could see Jason Momoa's character from Aquaman, Arthur Curry, hanging around that same bar with everybody.
Yeah, probably.
So he's that kind of character. So I think it's going to do really well.
It looked good. I won't say it looked great, but it looked decent. It looked pretty fun. Will I see it? Probably not still. I mean, DC's been let me down so many times now. I'm like, I just can't keep giving my money to them.
All right. So the second one.
Yes.
That'll be interesting to see what you think of. Shazam.
The Shazam trailer I thought looked great. I really did. I saw pictures of it originally. I was kind of critical of them. The pictures I thought looked terrible.
Okay.
The muscle suit looked unbelievable to me. The trailer I laughed my butt off during. It looked like the new 52 Shazam.
It's exactly the new 52 Shazam.
And I like that Shazam version. I really do.
And I hate that Shazam version.
Well, that's fine. You can hate him all you want. So, again, will I see it? Probably not. But it looked good. It looked like it was definitely worth seeing.
Well, the first half of the trailer I loved. Everything up to Billy Batson saying Shazam for the first time. Loved everything in the trailer up to that point.
Okay.
Which was probably at least a third of the trailer, if not half, but somewhere in that range. Everything past that, I'm worried about.
All right, what are you worried about exactly?
The comedy was...
It was
very
childish.
stupid.
Like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that, though.
It depends. What they're trying for is Big meets Superman. If they pull off Big meets Superman, I'll enjoy it. If they pull off Superman meets Star-Lord, then no, I'm not going to.
These are young, not even... Are they teenagers yet? I don't think teenagers.
No, they're like 12
Yeah.
years old.
I mean,
13
so the
years
comedy
old,
kind of
something like
matched them well.
that. Oh, it could end up being very well done. It could.
Especially, stops the robbery, but those guys who plate glass window, which probably cost more than the robbery actually would have cost them.
Quite possibly.
But again, he did the right thing. Had some Greatest American Hero feel to it, with it flying up in the air and falling down, and I thought it looked great. I really do. Out of all the trailers I saw during Comic-Con, that was my favorite trailer.
That was your favorite, huh?
Which is funny because all of them I'm probably not gonna watch it though.
I don't know. I will say my biggest problem with this version of Captain Marvel, because he's Captain Marvel. Now, this version is Shazam,
He's Shazam.
but he can't even introduce himself. If he introduces himself to somebody, he changes. Hi, I'm Shazam. Boom. Whoops. I guess I'm not anymore. You know, that doesn't work very well. Shazam is the wizard's name. It's the magic word that he says. Captain Marvel is who he is. But the very first letter in Shazam, the word spells out his power set. The first one is the wisdom of Solomon. If you have the wisdom of Solomon, you would not act quite so idiotic and stupid. So
Wow.
that's my biggest problem with this version, which was written by Jeff Johns. So, I mean, I like Jeff Johns. I've loved everything he's done except this.
You are a hateful person, John Paul.
I guess. I don't know. All right. So I'm lumping the next 5 together into one entry, which is the 5 CW DC shows: Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and Black Lightning.
Okay.
They released all 5 of their trailers for the new season. Did you watch them? Not watch them?
Not one of them.
Okay.
Not
You're
one
not watching the shows anymore. But I will say half of each trailer really was just giving you a recap of what all has been happening on the show. The other half was showing glimpses of the new season, and it told you absolutely nothing. So it was a trailer to get you excited for the new season. They did nothing. But there you go. So I was kind of disappointed in the CW trailers. Not because they look bad. They didn't really reveal anything. They didn't get you excited. They were just, oh yeah, we're here.
So again, I haven't watched anything this season at all, any of the shows. Out of the 5 shows, what's your order of being the best and the worst?
This has changed over time.
Okay.
But based on this last season, and probably the last 2 seasons combined, far, far, far and away at the top is Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Coming in second place, between the 2 seasons, it's kind of gone back and forth between Supergirl and Flash. So I'm going to leave those tied for number 2. This past season, Supergirl was definitely number 2. The previous season, Flash was. So it goes back and forth. After those 2, Black Lightning and then Arrow.
Okay.
And if you go back and pull out individual seasons of different shows, Arrow season 2, one of the best seasons of any show, period. So it kind of depends on, as shows go through their ebbs and flows and ups and downs and all that kind of stuff.
Is Felicity still alive?
Do you really want me to spoil it for you?
Yeah, spoil it. Is Felicity still alive, John
The
Paul?
greatest character that's ever been created in any TV show ever, Felicity Smoke, is alive and well.
Not worth seeing. The show is not worth seeing, John Paul.
So moving along, Doctor Who. They finally showed us the female doctor in a full trailer.
I watched the trailer of Doctor Who, John Paul. I haven't watched Doctor Who ever.
Okay.
Like bits and pieces here and there.
Okay.
The trailer looked good.
Okay. I was going to say, I wasn't sure the trailer would even tell you anything if you don't know anything about the character.
She looked entertaining. That's all I cared about. She
Okay.
looked entertaining. And she was kind of cute.
Okay.
So, yeah. Yay.
Yay. It looked good, but all we really wanted to find out was how was she going to act as the character.
So if I don't watch the previous seasons, I'll be confused? Or
Yeah. The way Doctor Who has always been written is every time they change doctors, you can start from right there.
Yeah, but don't they have sidekicks and stuff?
They start over too, usually. And sometimes they start over in the middle of a run. One will leave, a new one will come in. And if you go back to the old Doctor Who stuff, those were written to watch any random episode completely by itself, and you were fine. So they've tried to keep that up to some degree.
Okay. And he keeps dying, coming back. That's what happens?
It's a regeneration. It's not so much dying as his race. Well, now it's her race, but it's the Doctor's race is a race that at some point in their biological development develop the ability to regenerate when their body undergoes a severe trauma. If it's not a trauma that can just be healed, like a cut on the arm, then their body regenerates. I mean, it can be too severe and they just die completely. But if it's too severe, their whole body regenerates into a new body.
So what happened to the last Doctor?
The Peter Capaldi Doctor?
Sure.
That was Peter Capaldi was the last person. He underwent a severe trauma that caused him to regenerate.
Was it Chummer?
It was in the Christmas episode, and I don't remember what happened now. That's horrible.
That good,
It was 18 months ago. They've taken on the Stranger Things, Game of Thrones syndrome.
But again, like he regenerates, so is the sidekick just disappears? The normal sidekick at all?
No, it's just they write it into the story that it usually happens that a sidekick, not every time, but a lot of times a sidekick will decide to leave at about the same time, and the regeneration will happen in between sidekicks. Or sometimes the sidekick will stay on and be the constant story element but from one to the next. Clara did that. Clara was in the last season of Matt Smith's Doctor, and the first 2 seasons. Yeah, first 2 seasons of Peter Capaldi's Doctor. She was terrible. Not because the actress didn't have skill, but the scripts were not good in her first season. Peter Capaldi's first season, he was not very good because, again, they couldn't figure out what they wanted to do with that version of the Doctor. But they figured out what they wanted to do with Clara. She's what made the show good for its first season. So she was that link between them.
Gotcha.
And it's just... But you didn't have to watch any of the previous stuff to know.
Gotcha.
So watch it.
Maybe.
See what you think.
Get around to it.
All right, Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. Shows which we've completely abandoned. Released their trailers. Did we care?
Not a bit.
Not a bit. Moving on. Glass. Finally, we get a sequel to Unbreakable.
Finally,
The
because
sequel we've all been, well, not dying to see, personally, but...
it's interesting.
Oh, I'm interested. I want to see it.
I haven't seen Split. Have you seen Split?
I have not seen Split. I kind of want to see it because
So I
it's
guess
also the
that was
sequel to
kind of
that.
the sequel, yeah. So
Yeah. Since we know that now, it just doesn't really spoil anything to say the post-credit scene of Split had Bruce Willis's character sitting there watching television. I believe it was Bruce Willis's character.
which again, it's M. Night Shyamalan has been on a major decline for me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything his I liked.
But
at
Split
all.
was supposed to be really, really good, and people are now excited about this one.
Was
So
really good.
A lot of people said that it was really good.
Because Sixth Sense was great. What was the next one?
Signs.
Signs was really good.
I enjoyed Signs.
The
The Village.
Village was meh. Very meh.
Yeah.
And then
They had a mermaid one in there somewhere.
Lady in the Water or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't remember. But a lot of bad stuff in between. The Airbender
And-
one was terrible.
The Avatar live action thing. He shouldn't have done, probably.
So Unbreakable was in there somewhere, and that was actually, I thought, pretty decent.
Yeah. I thought Unbreakable was the second movie.
I don't even know anymore.
I think it was.
Whatever.
Second or third, somewhere. in
I hope
there.
it's good.
But the trailer I thought looked really good.
Trailer looked great, yes.
Yeah, so I'm interested. The trailer was enough to get me interested in watching it.
I'd like to watch Split at least. Okay.
Right. Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Saw the trailer a couple times. People viewed that as the best trailer from San Diego Comic Con, was what I'm hearing, which I don't
Okay.
agree with.
No, I don't either.
It wasn't a bad trailer.
It was
It
just
looked
there.
entertaining. 11 from Stranger
Stranger
Things in
Things,
it.
yeah.
Glad to see her working again. And it looked good, but what was so great about the trailer? That's what I'm confused about. What
You
was so
see
great about it?
monsters. You see all the different monsters. That's all I can figure when people get excited about it. You saw Rodan, you saw Mothra, you saw King Ghidorah. Okay?
Is it all? Is in fact all of this movie? Or what's going to happen?
I don't know.
Because I remember the whole Hail to the King thing,
Yeah,
and Godzilla is King of the Monsters.
he's King of the Monsters. That's the title. Typically, Mothra ends up teaming up with him to fight against King Ghidorah. Could be Rodan will team up to fight, or it could be it'll be Ghidorah and Rodan versus Mothra and Godzilla. I don't know.
And are they still working towards the King Kong versus Godzilla?
That's the next one.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's
Are they making
supposed to
a
be the
King
next
Kong
one.
movie in between, or no?
No, I think they're going straight into the two fighting each
Are
other.
they going to fly King Kong over on balloons to fight Godzilla?
I hope not.
I mean,
I hope not.
I'm just really curious about that one.
Goodyear blimp. Goodyear blimp. All right, Iron Fist. You saw Iron Fist season 1, right?
Yes.
Did you see the trailer for season 2?
Yes.
He's got his mask. That's all I know about it.
Again, season 1 started off meh and never went above meh to me.
Okay. So,
Ever.
So we'll see if the mask adds anything.
Well, maybe go from meh to meh. I don't know.
Night Flyers.
Night Flies I'm very interested in.
George R. R. Martin's sci-fi epic.
On the trailer, you saw the trailer, I'm guessing.
I saw there have been a couple trailers. Anyway, they put one out back with Krypton. When Krypton came out on the Sci-Fi Channel, they put one out with Krypton, and it looked really, really good.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was like, hey, I want to see that show, or at least give it a try. Which is what a trailer is supposed to do. A
Right.
trailer is supposed to not give too much away and make you want to see it.
I have no idea what happened. I just saw the trailer from Comic Con, which again was very, very meh. I mean, not meh, but it was good.
Okay.
But I had no idea what's going on in the story whatsoever. I have zero idea what's going on in the story.
Absolutely, which is good.
And they're riding entirely on George R. R. Martin's name, just for this to be a success. At least have a good opening, which to me is good enough. Because Game of Thrones was so good. I mean, Game of Thrones is great. You saw Game of Thrones with you caught up and everything.
Yeah, I'm caught up.
Great show, right?
Great show. Can't remember what happened last because it's been like a decade ago since an episode.
The Battle of the
came
Bastards
out.
happened. They took over Winterfell again. Arya killed Littlefinger. That's all I can remember.
Don't remember that part. That was cool.
Arya, every scene of Arya is really cool. Arya was the best character in the
Put
show.
Arya in there and you're good. And that's what you need to go back and watch. There was a two-parter with her in Doctor Who.
Was she Arya Stark?
No,
Then I probably don't care.
but she's very, very cool in it.
Does she fight Brandon with the swords? That was an awesome fight. That was the best fight in that entire
She does
show.
fight with a sword.
Does
On
she really?
horseback, even.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. It's very cool.
Huh.
It's a 2-part story that you would enjoy. Just because of her being in it and her character, you would enjoy that story.
Because to this day, as amazing a show that was, Game of Thrones, that 2-minute fight between her and Brienne,
Yeah.
best part of that show, I think.
Okay.
I love that fight.
There you go. All right. So I got to ask you this next one. Have you ever seen The Purge?
I honestly, a big horror fan I am, I never saw The Purge. I always wanted to.
All right. You know what it is, though?
Yes, my wife fell in love me. I wanted to see
This
it.
whole thing where the day, there's
Speaking
one day
of
a year.
Game of Thrones, Lena Headley side of that movie.
Yeah. So, one day a year, people can just kill and there's no
Repercussions.
repercussions. Isn't this a show that's screaming out for a TV show?
Not at all.
Okay, me, I didn't think so either. So there was a trailer for it. I don't care.
I'll watch the TV show.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I like this horror stuff. Because let's be real, jump off. The Purge really happened. I know you'd be out there with a mask and chainsaw and I know you would.
All right, okay.
Because you're one of those calm guys that really likes low key. I can just see you just like snapping one day, and like I can snap once a year and just going crazy. And like, oh, it's legal. I mean, God forgives me. And start just hacking people to death. I can see that being you.
Okay, all righty.
What kind of mask would you wear? Do you have the mask already?
Moving on.
Okay.
Star Trek Discovery Season 2.
Have not watched the trailer.
Okay, trailer was very good. You saw Season 1 all the way to the ending, though, right?
Yes.
So you know the big cliffhanger with the Enterprise hanging there
Correct.
in the sky. So this picks up right there. We get to see, because we heard Christopher Pike's voice, there.
Yes.
So we know Christopher Pike is the captain. This picks up with Christopher Pike. You actually see him now, and you find out what Season 2 is going to be about in general. Looks very cool.
Any word on Jason Isaacs coming back? I know he's done.
Nothing in the trailer. My guess is he's done. That was kind of a
He was the
complete...
best part of the first season.
He was, but they kind of ended his story.
Well, kind of. Because there's another Jason Isaacs out there. I forgot his character's name. Lorca. Another Lorca out there somewhere, right? It has to be.
I think they said he killed that Lorca, though, and took his place.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think that's what they'd said.
Kind of
Now, we
jerk.
didn't see it happen, so I guess it could turn out the other Lorcas just
Kind of a jerk.
survive.
That's fine.
Yeah. Now, I guess they could bring back a really nerdly little Lorca who survived, complete opposite or something.
Yeah, I like the actor.
Yeah. Star Wars: The Clone Wars animated. This is one that took everybody by surprise. They're continuing Clone Wars and going to finish it up.
That's what I
They're
mean.
just ending abruptly.
This is here for one season to finish up and call it quits, or just going
From
to be
my understanding, this is one season to finish the Clone Wars story.
okay. Clone Wars. I did see. The first season was kind of rough to me. Did you watch it at all?
I tried watching it, couldn't get into it.
The first season I couldn't get into it at all, but once it got going really well.
Okay.
Never watched it all the way through, but I really enjoyed it. I'm glad to see us back. I'm glad to see Star Wars having a TV show out there again,
All right.
even if it's a cartoon.
So now the most controversial one that hit at Comic-Con, Titans.
What's controversial about that? It looked terrible.
Controversial because of Dick Grayson's language and not showing enough to actually either alleviate people's worries about what the show's going to be about and the look of the show or anything else. It looked really dark. I will say I'm not happy with the trailer.
Dick Grayson killed somebody.
No, he did not kill anybody in it.
What do you mean? He threw a Robin thing at the guy, stabbed him, and then crushed his neck. You heard the bones break.
Jaw.
What are you talking about?
The producers, directors all have confirmed that, yes, very violent. They're not saying that. He crushed a jaw. He broke some legs and bones. When he fired the gun, he fired into the air over their heads
Oh,
to make them
come
duck.
on, man.
And the reason they say in there that they're doing that is because later in the season, Jason Todd is showing up. There's an episode called Jason Todd, and they want to show a difference between Jason Todd and Dick Grayson to where it's brought into stark relief to Dick Grayson about how you can't go too far. And like, as in you,
Well, Jason Todd does.
you're not allowed. Yeah, Jason Todd does kill. And when I say you can't go too far, I don't mean that as in, hey, you can't go too far. I mean, you can't allow yourself to go too far. So that's what'll pull him back.
Do you like Jason Todd now? Is he one of your characters?
No.
You never liked him?
I mean, he's fine as a, Punisher type character as long as you want
Does he
to
still
do
kill?
that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not often, but he does.
Good for him.
But between that, you saw a brief glimpse of Beast Boy. He looked fine. You saw literally, half a second brief
Jumping
glimpse?
through the air, yeah.
Yeah, jumped through the air, and that was it. Nothing wrong with him. No, we don't know if there's anything right with him. There's nothing wrong with him. Starfire, supposedly she's coming from a 70s disco party for the costume they have her in,
Okay.
which looks like she's stepped out of the 70s. It's a terrible look for Starfire. Going into this trailer, everybody knew that was a terrible look for Starfire. We knew the actress had gotten lots of hate mail, hate posts online, and everything else. Some of it racial, some of it just the look or anything else. I think the producers are doing a major, major disservice to basically their employee, the actress who's playing this part, by not coming out and showing something additional. Because all they did was feed the people who were being ridiculous and saying something
A
bad.
couple things about this one. The actress, first of all, is a very pretty girl.
Yes,
I
very.
can't remember, I'm blanking on her name right now. She shut down her Instagram account.
Yeah.
People are saying it's because of the attacks. A couple things, just separate things here. And this is what I hate. Rose, for example, from Star Wars Force Awakens. Last Jedi.
Last Jedi, yeah.
I hated Rose's character. The character was terrible, in my opinion. The actress, I'm perfect. No,
She did fine.
She played her character as best she could play that character.
Yeah, I didn't, and I didn't mind the character. I thought the script was terrible, but I didn't mind the
Right.
character.
The character was thrown in there and really was given this bad. The whole movie was so bad anyway, so hard to come back
Yes,
there. Anyway, it's
we got
supposed to be
that.
real.
I got that.
But one thing I hate is when people attack the actresses.
Yeah,
This actress was given a part, probably her dream to be in this part.
yeah.
If you get a chance, hey John Paul, I'll put you in this superhero show. You can be in a. You jump at the
Here we go.
opportunity.
Here we go.
Don't
Yep.
even care.
Yeah,
And you do your best ability you can do.
and that's what all these actors and actresses are doing.
Yeah, this is a chance that makes them big.
Yeah.
And she's-
Complain to the directors and producers.
Right.
Don't complain to the actors and actresses.
And I can't stand that. First of all, the racial stuff is ridiculous because
Yeah,
it's a
right.
black girl playing Starfire. Starfire is an orange alien.
Yeah, who cares?
Who cares? Characters either black or white or yellow or whatever. Any colors at all. I mean, you can't
Any-
get the character right.
Anybody you cast was going to be the wrong race.
Right.
Everybody.
Exactly. Everybody you cast. So let that part. Just get off your high horse for that part.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
I can't stand that. But
Like I said, that's where I think the producers are doing a disservice to her. Is they knew going in that controversy was there, and they still didn't do anything to try to alleviate
but
it.
if she's coming from a party, then she's dressed like a party.
Yeah, but show some scenes from later
Oh,
episodes.
absolutely.
Just-
Is it
that's
filmed
what I
though?
mean.
That's the thing. Is it filmed?
I think they filmed, if not all of it, most of it by now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that part I don't know. But again, just my only advice I can really give anybody is hate the character all you want. That's fine. Just leave the actress alone.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
Absolutely. A better one that was not controversial, Young Justice Outsiders. We finally get the third season of Young Justice. It looks fantastic. Trailer on it. I don't know if you like Young Justice or not.
No, not at all.
You really didn't?
No, I
Most
never-
people really enjoyed that
I never
cartoon.
actually saw it, so I can't
Oh,
take it
okay.
away.
First two seasons of it were kind of like the Justice League Unlimited and Batman Animated. Pretty much everybody who watched them really enjoyed them. And it ended the story in kind of a cliffhanger.
The Batman
They're finally
animated was
finishing.
great. F Batman. But maybe I should watch it. Maybe I should go back and watch it. I really should.
They were good.
Who's the characters in Young Justice?
It's basically the Teen Titans. But,
Okay.
I mean, it's you got Robin and Beast Boy, and depends on the season. They did a time jump and added some different characters in.
Superboy was in it, right?
Superboy.
Okay.
Quite a few. Wonder Girl, if I remember right. Miss Martian. Bart. Impulse. Bart Allen.
Okay.
So you got lots of cool characters. All right, moving through the rest of these real quick. Fantastic Beasts 2. Looked great. I love the first movie. The trailer looked good for the second.
I own the first movie, haven't seen it yet.
So
So,
you don't
I
know.
intentionally avoided the second
Yes.
trailer.
Absolutely. Don't watch the trailer until you've seen the first movie.
Fair enough.
The Orville. Didn't like the first season. Only watched like 3 episodes of or 2 episodes of it. I guess there's 2 episodes. Didn't enjoy them. Didn't watch the trailer for the next season.
Okay.
How about you?
I watched the first couple episodes. Thought it was decent.
Okay.
But again, I don't watch a lot of TV.
All right.
So I just,
So don't care about that one either.
yeah.
Robin Hood. There's a new Robin Hood coming.
I saw the trailer. I know it was Comic-Con. I saw the trailer before Comic-Con.
Yeah, I did too. But they did a big deal at Comic Con with
Okay.
it too. Didn't look like Robin Hood to me. Could be a cool action movie.
That's not a problem. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's not Robin Hood I know of at all.
I thought they were doing another Assassin's Creed movie or something.
It looks similar to that
Yeah.
in a way. That's actually a good analogy. 'Cause I didn't think of that.
New Predator trailer.
Did not see that, and I'm upset I missed it.
Same here. I just heard that it was released and missed it completely.
I mean, you mentioned your list, and I saw your list. And I'm like, there's a trailer. I missed that trailer, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and watch it.
Yeah. So I made sure to put everything on here that even whether I wanted to see it or not.
Okay.
So last two.
Are you a Predator guy?
The first one was good. The second one,
Fair
The
enough.
first one was good.
I respect that.
Man in the High Castle. Everybody who sees this show on Amazon loves it. Says it's fantastic. It's an Elseworld story. Speaking of Elseworlds, what if stories? It's what if the Nazis had won World War II and the world is a Nazi, run place. Man in the High Castle is that. Good cast. Supposed to be a great show. Alex, my son, has watched it, loves it. Season 3 trailer was released. And so I'm kind of... One of these days I need to sit down and actually watch it because it's supposed to be a really, really good show.
Okay.
And The Gifted, which is kind of the X-Men on TV. Kind of the X-Men, kind of the New Mutants, whatever. Don't know what'll happen now that Disney owns all of that. Will they kill shows like this? Will they keep releasing them? I don't know. But the first season, I watched part of the first season. I want to finish it because what I watched was really good.
Okay. Never saw it.
All right.
That's all I can say. I never saw it. So.
It's the mutants and them and all the rest. And it was,
Any big characters in it? Any big name characters?
big name actors, yes.
I don't care the actors. I mean the characters.
Yeah, characters. I'm not big on the whole X-Men universe, so I'm sure that some of the characters they showed were big names. None of them stood out to me. We're not talking Cyclops and Jean Grey, and we're not talking the core group. These are more the New Mutant types. I just don't know enough.
Cannonballs, people, Boom Boom, nobody.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know those names well enough to be able to tell you.
Fair enough.
So, but the trailer came out, and from what I heard, people liked what they saw.
Okay.
And again, season 1 went really, really well. So that was all the trailers I had listed. Anything I didn't list that you saw? And
Nothing. I've watched a few of the panels. The Halloween panel I thought was really good.
yeah,
That was pretty much it. It was Comic-Con.
best panel moment of the convention. I will say that, at least for me and for a lot of fans.
Halloween one?
No, at the Legends of Tomorrow panel. They're bringing all the actors in. They all sit down, and when they're done, Bebo walks in. A guy in a Bebo costume and walks along, give him high fives, punch on the shoulder, that kind of thing. And then he removes his head, and it's Gary, which doesn't mean anything to you, but it's Gary, and the place went wild and was crazy. And they confirmed Bebo will be back in
Who's Gary?
season 4. Gary is one of the Time Bureau's agents who always seems to screw up constantly.
Huh.
He's great. He also is the one who's the DM for the Dungeons & Dragons game that John Constantine is in on a weekly basis.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Best moment for me was definitely Halloween piano. First guy talking toward the story of how this guy running around his neighborhood with a knife, scared him to death, and would say, "What would
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie Strode do at this moment?" And you start breaking down as he's talking to him. Jamie Lee walks down there, gives the guy a big hug, takes some pictures.
Kinda cool.
This really cool moment. I go teary-eyed myself. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, and still to this day, she's the
That's cool.
best lady in Hollywood.
All right. So looking at the clock on the wall, I think our time is up. So
Yes.
do we have a B-Man question for next time?
Brief question.
Yeah.
What thing happened at Comic-Con did you expect to happen, not happen? Like, what did you miss at Comic-Con?
So instead of what we liked, what did we not see
Yeah,
that we wanted to see?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I felt like we missed some stuff there.
I'm sure we missed quite a bit, but I
So, yes.
got a couple answers for that one. So
Good.
yeah, good.
Good.
All righty. So for the old Titans, this is John Paul.
Not Bebo, B-Man.
Not Bebo, but B-Man.
You like that?
Okay,
That's good,
that's
huh?
good.
You like what I
That's
did there?
good. I saw it.
F Bebo.
Don't do that again. Don't do that again. No. All right. We are out of here.